Hello students, today I will continue lecture 1, some basic concept I need to learn and understand the nature of chemistry of class 12th. Here I will discuss the second need, which is helpful to learn and understand the basic requirement of chemistry. That is periodic table. This is most useful tool to learn the chemistry. In this table, basically I have to focus only on atomic radius. On atomic radius, so many properties are depend. That's why you have to more focus about the atomic radius. In the table, atomic radius are discussed in two ways. First, from down the group, and second, from left to right. In point first, down the group, as you know that the number of cell increases, that's why atomic radius also increases. This atomic radius also increase the metallic property down the group, but electronegativity decreases. On metallic property, so many characters are also depend. Just like you can find the basic order down the group. More the metallic property, more will be the basic nature of oxide. For example, if anyone is ask you out of lithium oxide and sodium oxide, which is more basic, then you have to find the trend in the periodic table, which element out of lithium and sodium come down the group. These two elements belong to group first, in which the sequence is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Now sodium come down the group, then lithium. That's why the oxide of sodium is more basic in nature. Second point, from left to right, atomic radius decreases due to increase in effective nuclear charge. As a result, non-metallic property increases from left to right and electronegativity also increases. The non-metallic property generate the acidic character. Just like a one example, if I am taken, that is out of ammonia and water, which is acidic in nature. In this condition, you have to focus on the element. In ammonia and water, hydrogen is common element, but nitrogen and oxygen are different elements. So that's why we have to focus on nitrogen and oxygen. Oxygen come after nitrogen from left to right. That's why oxygen is more electronegative and more non-metallic, and hence water is acidic than ammonia. Look the trend given in the diagram. Atomic radius along a period decreases, but down the group increases. In same sequence, electronegativity from left to right increases, but down the group decreases. By understanding this, you can find the general trend of different properties in the periodic and groups. So first given atomic radius along the period from left to right decreases, but from group down the group increases. Second, ionization enthalpy. It also depends upon atomic radius. More the atomic radius, less will be the ionization energy or enthalpy. That's why ionization enthalpy increases from left to right due to decrease in atomic size, but decreases down the group due to increase in atomic size. Same trend for the electronegativity, from left to right increases, but down the group decreases. Next property, electron affinity, that is also known as electron gain enthalpy. It also increases from left to right and decreases downward the group. Next property, covalent character of halides. In this condition, you have also to follow the Fajan rules. Small the size of cations and large the size of anions. More will be the polarization, and that's why more will be the covalent property. In this condition, covalent property increases from left to right and decreases down the group. Next property, metallic character. This metallic character also depends upon the atomic size. Metallic character increases down the group but decreases from left to right. Next property, oxidizing nature. Oxidizing nature means oxidizing agent, that is the element which oxidize other element but itself get reduced. This property also depend upon the atomic size. Decrease in atomic size increase the oxidizing nature from left to right and decreases down the group. In the same manner, reducing property increases down the group but decreases from left to right. Like that, we can understand many properties by knowing about the atomic radius. This topic I had taught you in class 11th. So you can see from notes given by me. That's why you can thoroughly understand about these properties. Third need, that is also more important, that is known as chemical bond. So first of all, I want to define what is the chemical bond. So as you know that the attractive force which holds together the atoms or group of atoms in a chemical species is known as chemical bond. As you know that why the chemical bond formation take place, you can also define this. Atoms combine together to complete their outermost shell, that is octet, that is 8 electron in outermost shell, and to attain the noble gas configuration, which is a stable configuration. That's why atoms come closer to each other and form so many a chemical bond. The strength of chemical bond you can learn like this. इंडियन क्रिकेट में हैं धोनी विकेट कीपर. हियर आई इंडिकेट आयनिक बॉन्ड, सी इंडिकेट कोवैलेंट बॉन्ड, एम इंडिकेट मेटेलिक बॉन्ड, एच इंडिकेट हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड, डी इंडिकेट डाइपोल डाइपोल इंटरेक्शन. हियर बी इंडिकेट वंडर वाल फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन, that is the weakest force of attraction. Now let us define ionic bond. Here Indian means ionic bond. Ionic bond formed from complete transfer of electrons between metals and non-metals. The metal belong to the basically S block elements and the non-metal basically belong to group 15, 16 and 17. Let us take one example. Lithium fluoride. Lithium contains 1 electron in the outermost shell and fluorine contains 7 electron in the outermost shell. If 1 electron from lithium is transferred to the fluorine, now lithium get 2 electron and fluorine get 8 electron in the outermost shell. Now lithium plus behave as helium, that is the inert gas, and fluorine behave as neon, it is also inert gas. By this, two type of chemical species is generated. One which lose electron is known as cation, and the other which gain electron is known as anion. The lithium containing positive charge is known as cations and fluorine containing negative charge is known as anions. Here the electrons are transferred. That's why this bond is known as ionic bond. This bond is strongest bond. That's why it has more melting point, more boiling point. One more property you can know about this: the solubility of ionic compound in water. So one example is there, like dissolves like. That means ionic compound can be dissolved in water due to more polar nature of water. One more property is asking, ionic compound do not show conductivity in the solid state. So the answer of this question is that the ions are not free to move. That's why ionic compound in the solid state is bad conductor. But when ionic compound dissolve in water, now the ions are free and they become good conductor of electricity. That is, any question asking from the ionic compound, you can write the answer in term of ions. Next chemical bond is known as covalent bond. Here cricket indicate covalent bond. As you know that this type of bond is found by mutual sharing of electrons between non-metal and non-metal. This type of covalent bond may be of two types. One is known as non-polar covalent bond and the other is known as polar covalent bond. Here in the non-polar covalent bond, the sharing of electron take place between two similar atoms and the shared electron pair lie in the center. That's why a symmetrical electron cloud are present around these elements and hence no charge separation take place. That's why no polarity develop and hence this type of chemical bond is known as non-polar covalent bond. In case of polar covalent bond occurs between two different elements. One element should be more electronegative and other will be less electronegative. What happens here? The electronegative elements always pull the shared electron pair towards itself. That's why around the center of electronegative elements, electron density is more and hence it develops negative charge, and the other elements where the electron density is low got the slightly positive charge. Look the example of HF. The fluorine is more electronegative elements than hydrogen. That's why the paired electrons share electrons shift to the fluorine and hence fluorine got partially negative charge and H got partially positive charge. Here two poles are developed, positive poles and negative poles. That's why the molecule is known as polar covalent bond molecule. Next, Me means metallic bond. Metallic bond is formed between various kernel. What the kernel? After removing of outer metal electron, the left positive part is known as kernel and the valence electron is known as metallic bond. Here we are taken one example. If any metal is heated, it loses electrons. Now Mn plus is known as kernel and any electrons means number of electrons which are mobile and free. So the bond formed between Mn plus and Ne minus is known as metallic bond. This bond is present in the metals of S block, D block and F block elements. Here the conductivity, the color, luster is always due to free and mobile electrons, which is responsible for conductivity either in liquid state, either in solid state, either in gas state. Next, high means H bond. It is a special case of dipole-dipole interaction exists between hydrogen atom is linked to a highly electronegative atom, that is FON, fluorine, oxygen and nitrogen. It is of two types. One, intermolecular hydrogen bond. Second, intramolecular hydrogen bonding. In intermolecular hydrogen bonding, the bond is always formed between two same molecules or two different molecules. That's why it is known as inter. Inter means between two, and intra means within one. Here, one example is there, orthonitrophenol. It is a single molecules, and the H bond is formed in the single molecules. That's why this bond is known as intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Now, we have to focus on the importance of H bonding. This H bonding help you in so many chapters in the class 12th. Some applications I will discuss here. First, abnormal behavior of water. Now you know that the boiling point of water is more due to hydrogen bonding. Second, association of molecules as in the carboxylic acid. That is, if we taken one example, acetic acid in benzene. If we dissolve acetic acid in benzene, so what happens here? The acidic acid are joined by acetic acid. That's why two molecules get associate and give one single molecules. Third, dissociation of polar species. Just like we taken one example, in water can dissolve HCl. HCl is polar molecules. It will dissociate into water and hence dissolve. Next, abnormal melting point and boiling point. Melting point and boiling points depend upon the mass. More will be the molecular mass, more will be the boiling points. But here, due to H bonding overweigh to the molecular mass. Just one example taken here. Out of H2O and H2S, which have more boiling point, so then answer is H2O, because H2O have H bonding. Even H2S have more molar mass, but due to H bonding, the boiling point of water is more than H2S. Next point, enhance solubility in water. As you know that कि water have property to dissolve so many compounds, so some questions are arises कि why the alcohols dissolve in the water, why the sugar dissolve in the water, why the acid dissolve in the water. So only one answer you have to give, due to H bonding. Next, hydrogen bonds are important in the biological system such as proteins, nucleic acid, that is DNA and RNA. So DNA is the double strand. As you know that here 4 bases are there. These bases are also attached by the H bonding. That's why the H bond is most important topic of the chemistry. Some more thing I have to explain you. Just a relationship of hydrogen and vapor pressure. The more the vapor pressure, less will be the hydrogen bonding. Next, boiling point directly proportional to hydrogen bonding. More the H bonding, more will be the boiling point. Melting point also directly proportional to the H bonding. More the melting points, more will be the H bonding. Solubility also proportional to H bonding. More the H bonding, more will be the solubility. One more thing you have to know about the viscosity. One examples are given here. Glycerol, that is glycerine, and water, out of both which are more viscous. In that condition your answer is glycerol. This is also due to the more H bonding. Thank you dear.